Hey, everybody. It's me, Wild Bill, up here on the hill again. Uh, Tonight, I got the very special guest, and I've been all excited. Everybody knows I've been excited about it. So, let me introduce you, Mr. and Mrs. Dave and Carey Rupert. They, they're awesome people, and he's Chef Boyardee from a lot of his posts. and so, Dave, you want to go on with this?
Oh, shit. Oh yeah. Well, like Bill said, my name's Carey and this is Dave. And
No, I'm not a good cook. Trust me.
yeah, I mean, one of the most amazing things happened to me this year. Carey here at the beginning of summer bought me a Blackstone griddle, and it's pretty much changed my life. And and we do a lot of amazing cooks on it, and it makes it so an amateur can make quality restaurant quality food pretty easily. But anyway, yeah. So that's what we've been working with that, and maybe some surprises that come along with that. So we're kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, and I can't wait to come out to your place just to try the cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime.
Fat boy likes food, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
We're excited to have you. I wanted to just take a minute just to thank our veterans and our military for all that they've done, and to just tell everybody out there that if you are a veteran or have family in the military, that we greatly respect you and we thank you for all your service. I just wanted to put that out there tonight.
Thank you for doing that. And my brother, myself, we both thank you for saying it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we do have a lot of veterans out there, and I appreciate every one of my brothers and sisters from the armed forces.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss Carey, I was talking to a gentleman today, or this evening actually,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys know them. Mike Hibbert.
Wonderful. Yes, we were
Yes.
supposed to meet up with Mike this evening.
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he asked me what I thought, how Dave and Carey was the keynote speakers there in Punxsutawney, Jefferson County Bigfoot Paranormal Expo. I was privileged to be speaking there too. And Mike, about a month, 5 weeks, he had it all set up, ready to go. He did an awesome job. And what did you think of it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was a really good turnout, I think.
Mm-hmm.
For the first one, I never seen anything. I put on. I know I did. Me and Carey, we put on a paranormal, Bigfoot / paranormal type talk together. A function.
Our own conference. Yeah. In order to help a child who had brain cancer, which he's healed.
Mm-hmm. And this was at we had it at our school, which my school, and we had it there. And I tell you, that first one's always a rough one, and for him to have that many people show up, that's pretty awesome.
Yes. And as you know, I have that one coming up in March 25th.
Nice.
This next year here, and I'm sweating bullets on it. It's a lot of work, and he did it in 4 to 5 weeks, and that man just threw it together. Him and his wife Tracy.
Oh,
and the turnout was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was, and a lot of people. I have the privilege of working in Punxsutawney, the home of groundhog, and it people were talking about it even after. Everyone was the morale and so excited to listen to things about the paranormal. I did get a couple sightings for Dave and I to research, which we're awesome. Excited to get started on. And that's something we can talk about if you ever have us back on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course, we'll be talking to you about that too. And so it was very, very good turnout. Michael and his wife and daughter, they're awesome people.
Oh,
And I actually worked with his mother at S&T Bank. So
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
so
forgot about that.
yeah, but really good people. So they might be having it. We're thinking of having it. He might have it somewhere else at a different location, real close to our home. And so tonight we were going to go out there, but it rained. So we want to see the park and everything. We want him to see everything. So
right.
So it'll
That's
be
what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me what I would do different there. And I said, you had a winner. Why change it? You know, to me, it went over great. So no, I wouldn't change it. You know,
no, I think if I was going to tell him anything, you know, if I was, and like I said, I'm not a planner, you know, I'm not a professional at this, but I think having a DJ, you know, somebody to introduce,
right?
That'd be the only thing. You know what I mean?
Yep. Jamie King and Diane and Patty all says hello.
Oh,
hey
hi guys. Awesome people.
And
thanks for listening.
Yeah, and that to me, I would not change a thing what he did there, except for one little thing. And that one little thing
was not have me speak.
No. No. Have Carey do the speaking for you. No.
That makes a lot of sense.
No, see, one little thing. He's talking maybe 2 days.
Oh, okay.
I told him that's twice the work.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
but he has more time to plan it out, so I don't know.
Yeah, he got the whole year. That makes a big difference for sure. Yeah. No doubt about it.
But yeah, that if he goes to do it 2 days, that'd be great. He says that'll give speakers more time, you know, in between. But he knows toward the end of the day, the crowd got smaller and smaller for the speakers.
Yeah.
But that you have that no matter which conference you go to.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Well, as you know, you've been to several of them. You know, actually, I think I met you down there at Butler. When I first met you guys.
Another really great conference. Brian and Terry.
Yeah.
And the Burrow group and everybody that puts that on does a really nice job with that one.
In fact, you're wearing your Burrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing my Burrow shirt.
Yeah, you are.
Fort Burrow.
I'm not in my normal one. I'm supporting Dave Wickham with that
there you go.
Sasquatch triangle tonight.
That's cool.
But
nice.
Yeah, so you know, with all these conferences, there's so many of them.
Oh yeah,
and I'm putting one on, but mine's at the very beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like a kickoff thing too. So that's why my fingers are crossed and I'm scared. But all right, here I got to do this. There's a question here I got to ask you, and here's the people that asked the question.
Yeah.
Let me know if you recognize them.
Mulder and Scully. Yeah, I do know.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
They're some of our favorite people.
Yeah, for sure.
They are some of mine too. And they're a godsend to me. They really are. They have helped me so much with planning out my conference.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If you ever get to see if you ever got the chance, I don't know if you ever got the chance to visit the Siege Files. It's pretty amazing.
But that's going to happen soon.
Yeah, you definitely got to get down there to see that. For
yes.
Sure. Did a visit about a month and a half ago.
We went about a month and a half.
That's right.
Yeah, a new home. It's a beautiful place, and so they're lucky to get. You know, they're finally out and kind of more out in a more rural area, and it's nice. You know, that's good for them.
Yeah, and the pictures, I love it. And he's only like an hour from me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's in West Virginia. I'm up here in Western Pennsylvania, you know, halfway between Erie and West Virginia.
Yeah.
And he's only about an hour from me.
Wow.
Wonderful.
So we will get down there.
We're going to have to all get together. We
are in June.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah, shoot, yeah,
Yes.
we're
yeah,
not-
that
Yes,
I'm
we are.
excited.
And hopefully, it's a slow process with Beth. Hopefully, Beth will be there with us.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Her surgery went well. She's having
Oh
a
yeah.
bad day today, but I'm blaming it on the weather. But
The rain does not help.
no, not at all. But she's
That's a
been doing
blessing,
so
though.
great. She's actually able to walk without pain now.
Wonderful. Tell Beth we said hello, and
Definitely will.
Wonderful. We're happy that she's headed to recovery and to hang in there.
Yeah. Oh, she is, and she's determined because me and her was hooked at the hip. Since we got married. If I wasn't working or she wasn't working, we were together.
That's
And the last year and a half, almost 2 years, things went right downhill on her.
aw.
And now she's getting better again. I'm excited.
Mhm.
But anyhow, the question
Yeah.
is, they want you to talk about Reed Furnace
Reed's Furnace.
Reed's Furnace. Gosh.
up around Mercer.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was years ago.
That is just an absolute spooky place. I
Uh-huh.
think we were down in there, if I remember correctly, and maybe Brian can comment. I think we were down in there with Fred, and just everything about the area while we were down in there was it felt like you knew you weren't alone. Like almost felt like
Right.
somebody was watching. I think it was the first time we met Fred, and if I'm correct on the place that we were, a Jeep pulled up, and it was the first time we ever realized how blunt Fred was about a lot of things. And so here we are, we're in the middle of nowhere, and this Jeep pulls by, and Fred hollers out, "Hey, you believe in Bigfoot?" Like that. I'm like, come on, man, we're gonna get shot.
That's Fred. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. So
I love him to death because he's so blunt.
yeah, but
We love
I
Fred,
vaguely
too.
remember it's been years since I've been there, and it was just all I can really say about it at this point. It's just it was a creepy, like you just knew something weird was happening there. Just
You
you
just felt it. You felt the
Mhm.
heaviness, and you knew that definitely.
Yeah, but my memory's not serving me real well. I can't remember all the events of that day. I don't know if Brian can drop us any hints or not.
They're supposed to be. I know they was going Christmas or grocery shopping.
Oh, okay.
And they was going to try to listen in.
Now one thing I do.
Jamie says Reed's Furnace is very cold.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I think the one spot that we were at where you could see that the road was taken over by the creek, one of the creeks, and like I said, I just can't.
It was hard to get down to.
It was really, just a whole different feel down in that area. And
Then there's a real creepy house there. Remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, and it was it wasn't condemned. Like somebody lived there, and I mean, we weren't on their property. It was like a cabin, but I think they were living there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now the one thing that I do remember that we've done lately with Brian and Terry, was whenever we went in that tree show. Remember? And
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was the Grindstone Mines in Ohio.
yeah.
We went down there with Brian and Terry, and we was down there with Roger Jones and
Fred.
Jeff Talkington, Fred Saluga.
Yeah.
And there was another fellow there. Man, I can't remember his name.
Grindstone Mines. Where is that at?
It's in Ohio. Just
All
like
I know
on the
is it's
outskirts.
just over the PA border. No, I'm sorry. Oh boy, I'm not even going to be able to tell you that for sure. But it's just over the border from PA, and it's just an amazing place. I'll have to get back to you on that town that he was in. But when you you pull into this little town, and then you go up to this baseball field. It's a little baseball field. You park in a baseball field, and you jump on these railroad tracks, and you walk about 2 miles down these railroad tracks. Well, on the one side of you is this like sheer cliff. I mean, a huge hill.
It's very close to where Brian and Terry are living now.
Yeah.
So it's not far
okay.
from you.
Yeah. So anyway, So you hike up over this hill, and when you get up onto the top of the hill, you'll see these enormous, like caves. They were all man-made caves. That's how they made the grindstone. They'd cut the stone out and they'd shape it up there and stuff. But these caves were enormous, and if you can imagine, 24-foot high opening by, oh my gosh, I'd swear it was. I know I might be exaggerating a little bit because I'm that type of person. I'd say this big a fish is actually this big.
Yeah.
But
6-inch fish.
right, yeah.
And I can't measure. So
Yeah, thank God. But anyway, so I think the mines, like I said, the mines were about 25. The opening was like 25 foot by 50 foot wide, and they're barred off at this point. But while we were up, there was a lot of reports that came out of the area of creatures and also haunting that was happening in the area. But while we were down, we got up in there. We hiked up over the hill and we were sitting there. And while we started to investigate the area, just poke around and look, we were Brian and Terry was standing at the opening of one of the mines, and the mines just shoot up the cliff. It's like 100 feet. It's crazy high, but it is sheer and nothing but rock. But Brian and Terry were just sitting there. It was extremely quiet, no wind, no nothing. Then all of a sudden, a rock comes flying down from the top, and man, it almost nailed Brian right in the head. I'm like, holy nut, geez. But it wasn't long after that we would see a single, like, it would like start the whole way around us, and you'd see like these selective trees being grabbed and shook, and it was.
Well, you and Brian were in the mine, and Terry and I were outside of it, and then all of a sudden, that rock came down right before Brian and Terry came out of there. But before that happened, we saw that this huge tree on the edge of the mine, like just being shook, like he said. And it was like, would a bear do that? I don't think a bear would do that. And this is well, maybe
they might, but that's when they're scratching their backs.
Yeah,
the trees start moving.
It was just odd how like all of a sudden you'd see a tree shake here, and then and then you'd hear something going, and then a tree would start shaking here, and then you'd hear it for a little, then a tree would start shaking here. It was just, it was kind of interesting.
And people, and the sightings were that other people were up there, and it was actually teenagers at first, and they ended up running out of there because something was up above throwing things down at them.
Yeah, that was the report.
And chased them out of there. And then there was also someone on an ATV that was up there, and they also got, scared out of there as well. So and it was
we spent the night there for the most part, and I think the only thing really it was the one time that we went that particular night. The only thing we walked away with was the tree shaking and the one particular rock, but not much else happened up there. But it's another one of those areas that you knew something made you feel like you were being watched. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've gone in some areas like that. Well, Sparky and I was out in Sparky's area here a few weeks ago, and as we're moving into the area, Sparky goes, "You feel that?" And I went, "Yeah, something's here." And
that has happened to us several times.
And it's a weird feeling.
For sure. One in particular, when we started investigating the Clearfield area here, there was a lot of like historical sightings. And that's the only reason why we went there. It was nothing new. It was just historical sightings. But we went to a place up on the mountain here that they call Kelly's Cellar. And when we started investigating that, and when we had all the strange things happening from rock throwing, like self-illuminating orbs, we had vocalizations, all kind of strange things like that happened to us. But while we were investigating that, every time we get out of our vehicle, it felt really straight. You knew it was like this, but up to recently, we just drove up there probably about a month ago because we've left the area after a while to move on to other places, and we went to revisit. And they started select cutting up there. When you get out now,
it's a bummer.
You don't feel nothing. It's like, everything's real light.
Wide open. So
Yeah.
it takes their concealment away. I
Yeah.
hate when they do that.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
You know, like the first time I got a hold of Jamie, I was watching him on his his group and on Sasquatch, Pennsylvania Sasquatch Research, and his videos and that, and I I was right near where he first had his encounter. That's where I go and check out all the time. Anyhow, I
Yeah.
always loved that trail down in there and
Uh-huh.
get into the woods.
We got to go out with Jamie and Jenny,
Yeah.
and they shared that with us as well. We had such a good time.
Oh yeah,
Years
you can't
ago.
help but have a good time with them.
No, you can't.
And now we just I had something following me, and it was on the other side of the heavy brush. I could every time I start walking, it walked, and and I hurry up, message Jamie, private message him, and says, "Are you online? Or are you at work?" And I was getting nervous. It's like because it was big, but I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah, right.
And turn around, he said, "Yeah, I'm home. I'm online. Boy, what's up?" And I started telling where I was at. He said, "That's where I had my sighting." I said, "Yeah, I kind of know that from everything you said." I said, "But something is following me, and I can't see what it is. But every time I walk, it would walk."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, if you happen to see it, don't look in the eyes." I'm like, "No, I know that stuff. But believe me, I'm not going to think that because it thinks aggression. Nope, I'm out of here." And he's telling me everything what to do. And I says, "All right, well, I really don't want to move yet because I'm not sure where it's at and I don't want to step into it." And so he talked to me as I got out of there, and ever since then, I looked up to him because he made sure I was safe. He couldn't come to me. At the time, this is during the COVID stuff, and somebody at work had COVID in his department area. So they were all kind of quarantined because of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But he said, "I really want to come, but I can't." And I understood that, but ever since then, nothing but high respect for him. And,
Well, that's a quality that you don't find, and unfortunately, and it's still too much, is when people actually think of other people. That's something, and that's one of the things we always like about Brian and Terry, also, and Jamie and Jen.
Yeah,
that they think of other people. All of them.
There's so many good people out there.
There is a lot of good people out there, and a lot of them private messaged me last Friday during Beth's surgery, and it was great, but I really did not want to talk to nobody. I was concentrating for 4.5 hours. I wanted to sit there and panic in my own sweat, But I kept answering people, which helped me keep my mind off of stuff.
That's
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That support and love means a lot. It does.
Yes, but Beth said afterwards, she's seen all the comments from the people from my posts and that, and she says there are so many nice people out there in this paranormal field. I said, "Yeah, but you still got the assholes." And so, you still got the assholes, but I don't associate with them.
Yeah.
That happens at any field. I mean,
yes, exactly.
We've been involved with a lot of different things throughout our lifetime. Like with our kids and
we were scout leaders for 7 years.
I mean, there's always an issue with something.
Yeah,
but,
there's always things that come up.
You got to kind of look over it and just be
exactly.
But,
positive, and if it's negative, then try to turn it to positive and get away from the
negative. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, and I learned that a long time ago, but seeing how Jamie and Jenny does it kind of changed my way of thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Jamie. So my brother. Mm-hmm. And he's so glad Beth's home. But like them, Brian and Terry, and your guys' upbeat spirit, I always loved.
Well,
Thank
Every
you.
time I seen you,
Thank you so much.
that's the only reason why Carey keeps me around, because every once in a while I can crack a good joke. But
Yeah.
other than that,
and the cooking.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
cooking now, which I would have bought him that a long time ago.
You
might
did
have
say
known.
that. You did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
On my grill, no one's allowed to cook steaks on it but me.
yeah.
there you go.
Speaking about that feeling that you get in different
Yeah.
places, I feel like that's almost like a sixth sense that we all have.
Yeah.
And also I know, in the ghost realm of it and spirit realm, we did have at Hillview Manor, we had that same feeling going down on one of the hallways, and we had the whole place to ourselves. There was no one else there, and we heard whistling coming down.
Wow.
I
And-
had new pants on, and I think I was being whistled at.
Oh,
the minute you go down there, though, like you felt that heaviness.
yes.
Just knew something was there.
Mhm.
And then we went in the recreational room, and we were asking questions using the talk box, and we were also using mini mags, red for no and blue for yes, and we were getting responses and interacting with the spirit. And one of the spirits that was there was actually a retired teacher and a friend of our family's, and her mom passed away. She went out of there, and in the winter she had dementia, and she died right outside of that room.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
the room with the piano. I forget
Yeah,
what they called.
I thought it was the recreational
yeah,
room.
the rec
Mhm.
room. Yeah, that's what it was.
But while we were doing that, David saw a black
No, it was a shadow person.
Shadow person.
Yeah, I saw it right in front of me. It was the first time I ever experienced anything as far as the spiritual realm goes. But yeah, that kind of drained the color right out of my face for sure. No
I
doubt.
bet it did. I
Yeah,
bet
it did. And I've always
And-
considered myself not, I'm not skittish, or anything like that. But that time, yeah, it scared me a little bit for sure. But
he never gets scared. So we looked over,
I
and
know that. I know how that is.
yeah,
I know.
we were getting responses, and we said, "Is someone here with us?" And on the talk box it said, "Yes, get away, evil." And we were like, "Okay." And then we looked over, and then one of the girl named Shauna was with us investigating, and she goes, "Oh, what's wrong with Dave?" And she's like, "Is he okay?" And he was as white as a ghost, literally.
Oh,
And so,
wow. That's just wild.
but that
Yeah.
spot was the same spot that was on Ghost Hunters at one point, where Molly the
yeah.
dog wouldn't go in that room.
Yes.
And you just want to help. Basically, I just want to help.
I can't believe you remember the name of the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Basically, I just want to help these things move on, and
Right.
so you ask questions to see, is there anything we can do to help you? But I mean, I was ready to leave because whoever was reacting with us, that spirit said, "Get out, because this is evil." And obviously he had a bad feeling about what ran out in front of him, but he wanted to stay, but we were like, "Nope, goodbye." Like, girls are leaving. We don't want to bring anything home with us either. Like, always saying prayers.
I had
out,
several different experiences, like with ghosts and orbs, orbs at the cemetery, orbs at Salt Fork.
Oh, yes.
But me and Beth both saw this. I'm going to say about a 7-year-old girl in the one house we owned. Ghost figure. My Bigfoot sighting. I had a lot of experiences out there, and before I actually got really deep into Bigfoot,
Right.
like Oakwood Cemetery up here in Sharon. We used to live like 4 houses down from the main entrance, and we go. My wife and I and my daughter Mary that lives here with us. We all went walking up there in the evenings. People, no one's around. It's dark. It's quiet. Don't have to worry about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking up around that one road, headed up, and Beth goes, "What's that light up there?" I go, "Oh, that's in that mausoleum." Not thinking nothing much of it. And as we're walking farther up, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm looking around there. There's no street lights. There's no electric in a mausoleum.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. There's not even a window there. I know that mausoleum. Even the doors are solid steel and with granite blocks, walls.
Hmm.
And I looked at this, we're not going no farther. I says, I'm getting a bad feeling on this. I says, because there's no windows. That's an orb of some sort, and it doesn't feel right. We're out of here. And and we did. We turned around and left, because I had that bad feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that I was scared, but I wasn't putting my wife and daughter in a situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not afraid of nothing either, Dave. Honest to God, I'm not.
Yeah.
But when
most
I
of the
saw that Bigfoot 15 feet away from me, I got scared.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
That's
got
why
scared.
I send Carey in first. At all times. That's why I'm not scared. I'll send her in first.
When our kids used to go with us, when they were younger, they've been doing this since they were like 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Now they're in their 20s. And,
Yep.
And Dave would always say, send the dogs in first. Let them go in
Send
there
in the
first.
hounds.
Yeah. After a while, we started calling them the 411 boys, but
Yeah, I didn't really think that was too cool.
I love it.
It's funny, but
but yeah, so I can understand, Dave. When something like that happened to you,
Mhm.
believe me, I'm there with you on that.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
It took me a while to realize I'm not superhuman. I'm just human.
Right.
And that thing scared me. And I'm not lying. It scared me. I was too close.
I'm
So,
sorry.
That shadow man if it going right there in front of me, I turn white too.
Yeah.
A lot whiter than I am.
I had it was 2 years ago. I had surgery on my thyroid. I had thyroid cancer. So
Okay.
they removed half my thyroid. So
You too. Beth too.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was sitting at the kitchen table, and we had a candle lit, and we were visiting. A friend stopped to visit with us, and we were sitting there, and his back was to the living room.
Yeah,
Dave's back,
over there.
yeah, Dave's back was to the living room, and I was sitting across from him, and then our friend was sitting sideways, and all of a sudden, I looked out, and I had been on some good painkillers. I saw this. It was a white cloaked woman, and she appeared, and she stood up, and she was around her body, like around her head and everything, like all around here was like as bright as a star. It was beautiful, like almost you couldn't look at her because she was so bright. And
wow.
She had a cloak on over her face, and like a flowing gown, almost like a nightgown looking, and it was all white. But then the more it went in toward her heart, it got gray and then almost black in the middle. And she just glided toward us, and then I was like, whoa, and then she just went poof, and she just like disappeared.
That would kind of freak me out with the heart getting dark.
Yeah.
No, that's like no.
Yeah, it was gorgeous in the outside, but then the more it came to the center, it was really dark, and so I was like, whoa, these are really good painkillers. But our friend looked at me and he said, "Is your house haunted?" And I said, "I don't think so." I said, "But why?" And he goes, "Well, did you just see that?" And I said, "Did you see something too?"
Oh no.
And he goes, "Yeah, what'd you see?" And I go, "Let's write down what we saw." and then we'll compare what we saw. And then we both saw the same thing. So unfortunately, Dave missed out on it, but we both saw the same spirit right here
Oh,
in
wow.
the living room, and it was very like, wow, and what was she trying to let me know? Or he was like, what does she want me to know something? What do you think this means? And we got out our equipment and we were trying to, get some interaction.
Was that the only time?
That was the only time we saw
the only time we
that.
saw that one. We've had other things here, like the 3 knocks on our windows that happened. What has happened
During the day,
Yeah.
on the living room or the bedroom window, I'm folding laundry and like there's 3 knocks.
Yeah.
Dave gets scratched, which
It hasn't
is weird.
happened. Yeah.
And then we were out in his
It hasn't happened lately, but
in his shop, and a mailbox flew while we were cleaning the shop, and a mailbox flew from one end of we had a mailbox we just wanted to put up,
Right.
and replace an old one. And the mailbox literally like just flew right into the middle of the shop.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, what do you want? Let's talk. I'm sorry, but we're going to replace the mailbox. If you're not happy with it, I'm sorry. But, what do you need? Like, please, we don't get any responses, but,
It probably is my grandpa. We bought my grandpa's place, and he's grumpier than grumpy. And
yeah, it's probably him. He doesn't like change.
I think he was really
doesn't
proud
like
of his
change.
mailbox. So
yeah, he did probably build his own mailbox. He built everything. He was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But,
PA Biker goes, hello, Carey and Dave. I want to visit the Elwood Cemetery where Night of the Living Dead was filmed.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's down in Monessen.
Yes.
We went to one other cemetery. We went to we did an investigation with Brian and Terry and a few others at Livermore, and a lot of people Livermore's just, it's towards Indiana, and they always, a lot of people thought that's where it was shot, but actually it's shot in that Elwood. It's down towards Monessen, PA. Just below Pittsburgh down there.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Our son went to Monessen for college, for art school.
Yeah, he went to the what's his
Tom
name?
Savini Special Effects Makeup and Art.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so that town is something else.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a realm of itself. I'm so glad he's out of there.
Well, I think he got into doing that stuff because of Dave and his acting stuff.
Very
my boys both was able to hum the X-Files song before they could even speak. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But, no, we would like to go there too. So tell them to get a hold of us. I think it'd be a cool trip. That would be a cool trip. We'd love to do that. We haven't been there though, unfortunately yet. Not to that cemetery.
Did you catch that PA Biker? Get a hold of them.
Yeah, PA Biker.
They're down for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, get a hold of us. Just Facebook message us and we'll hook up. So.
Do Carey, because Dave checks his messages every 6 months.
Yeah. I'll have to apologize if anybody out there is listening to me, because I've had people mad at me all across the country that I don't check my. I always say I'm not the planner. Carey's the planner.
I am.
And
don't be offended. I'm the secretary.
Well, it's pretty bad.
Keep track of everything.
Even at work, it got so bad that I don't check my emails, and they get upset with me. That they started printing off the emails and putting them in my mailbox at work. So,
yeah. Well,
come on. You're a vocational teacher, ain't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually a welding instructor at the Clearfield Votech. And what's really cool about that is, I remember I had an interview for it, and I said to Carey, I said, before I went in for the interview, I said, I'm not mentioning Bigfoot. Well, before I even got to go in for the interview, we were corresponding via email. And at the time, my signature line was Assistant Director of the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society. And that was the signature line on my email. And so we were corresponding. And when I went in there, one of the first questions from them was, so tell us about this Bigfoot thing. So I had to sit and tell them, and they actually have at this point adopted Bigfoot as the mascot of the school, and it's really cool. We have a full-size Bigfoot costume. Students wear it like the parades, stuff like that. It's pretty awesome.
It's leaving
Awesome.
Yeah.
it's leaving our foots on
Yeah, no, it's leaving
leaving
our tracks
our-
on our future. Something
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
on careers.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
See what you started, Dave.
Yeah.
Let's take the sign for it. His kids welded the sign up as a Bigfoot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we've been pretty blessed.
we feel like we're squished in this little screen.
Yeah, sorry.
he keeps trying to push you out, Carey. I don't
I
understand that. but
Ah,
but
you're funny.
so what are your future plans with Bigfoot and the paranormal and that?
Well, I know there for a little while. We went on sort of a hiatus where we were doing documentaries on like historical documentaries. Some of them on Bigfoot, some of them on historical figures, and then we got into like we started getting into like horror films. But we kept on saying the whole time we're doing it, I said, this I love doing this, but it's not really up my alley. So we decided we were going to go, and it's just recent that we're getting back into truly looking into stuff, back into the woods, back into the adventures of stuff. And so one of the things that we've been cooking up with, and one of the things we've been working with is we have this idea. We're going to start our own YouTube channel. And I don't want to give out the name right now, but
no, don't. I wasn't meaning to go there. I meant the other stuff because we talked that time.
No, it's okay. We're gonna have one where it encompanies two loves of ours and two great hobbies all in one package, and I think it'll be funny, and maybe informative. And
we're just waiting for our son to finish our logo.
Yeah, we're working on our logo.
And
there's a lot of moving parts to this that we wasn't before. And but as far as future plans, we're gonna go back into, and besides that is we're gonna get back up to the mountain up here and get back into looking into things. I know one of the newest things for us is we are with the Mary Fabian group of
Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project.
Yeah, we have a couple counties that we take care of, Jefferson County,
Clearfield,
and Clearfield
County, and we're hoping to hear stuff from her, and from that.
And then Brian and Terry's were in Center for Unexplained Events and Center for Cryptozoological Studies. So we'll continue to do any research they need us to do.
All right. As one of Mary's right hands, as she calls me.
Oh, nice.
I run 2 chapters too. The Mercer and Lawrence County chapter. So, yeah.
Did you get to go to her camp out?
The one in April. That one in April. That was my camp out.
Oh no, I'm talking about. It was a trip that they just did.
Oh, that trip I was supposed to go.
Oh yeah.
But with the way Beth was in that, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
and I was so upset.
Oh yeah, she just invited us, and we were just new to everything. But that was nice of her to try to include us. But we couldn't go either. But but we're looking forward to doing the campouts and with
You're invited to mine at Saltport next year in end of April.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That's where I had my sighting at.
Okay.
That's awesome. Dave had,
Well,
it was in 2008. It's been a while.
It's been a while since I've been down in there,
but yeah,
I had some experiences down, where the handicap. I had some experiences there, where we were down and below the handicap parking area, down in the woods, down in there, and it was before Bigfoot got popular down in that area.
Yep.
And we were down in there. We were down in there real far, and it was late at night. And we started. They have that fruit down there on the trees. They call them monkey balls or something.
Monkey balls. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we started getting them thrown at us, and you could hear them coming through the treetops. And So anyway, me being me, I decided I'd grab a monkey ball, throw it back. Well, the person that we were with, he had to go and use the men's room, and while the little boys room was right behind us, and so he was using the little boys room, and while he was doing that, excuse me, a literal log fell, what seemed to have been thrown at him, and wasn't long after that we started hearing what we believe was bipedal. Something bipedal was walking around us. What we believe it was, and so we did. One of the individuals we were with, he bring military grade night vision with him.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
And we were using it, and we right at that point bring him up, and every once in a while, the only thing that you could see, because it was pretty far off in the distance, but you would see something peek out from behind trees, and you saw two eyes. Now, I can't tell you that was Bigfoot. I mean, it could have been, it could have been a raccoon. It could be, but it was several of them. There was about 3 or 4 of them that would peek out from behind the trees, and you could see the eye glow or the eye shine. And that was one of the weirdest. That was one of my first experiences that I ever had.
Talk about noise that you guys heard.
Yeah, well, then we also did. We heard. We all know about the tree knocks, and we were trying that. And we were getting something in return. It was really odd. They were knocks, but it wasn't on a tree. I don't know. Did you ever take a stick and hit a corrugated pipe and it goes?
Yep.
It goes like that. Yeah. We were getting 3 knocks back on like something hitting that. Like it was hitting this like corrugated pipe where it echoed real bad.
Was that in the handicap area?
Yeah.
They got a drainage ditch down there with a metal pipe.
No, maybe that was it. I don't know. I didn't realize there was a drainage ditch down in there. But
that could have been it.
That could very well be it. But
yeah.
So anyhow, we got that in return. I know the person that I was with, he was the director of the PA Bigfoot Society. He had a first-hand experience with seeing a Sasquatch down there. I believe it was at the same, up in the parking lot of the handicap area.
That is a very, very active area right there at the handicap area too. The other very active area is where we do the group camp out.
Yeah.
And
what do they call that, Bigfoot Hill or something like that? Or
no, you're thinking of Bigfoot Ridge. That's in the Pay area.
Okay.
That's a very primitive camp. We did the group camp area.
Oh, I don't know.
And
we've been to the group area because we've camped out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I went there because of SoSpeak. Jack Warner invited me. Mary Fabian said, Bill, if you want to have a sighting, that's where to go. She kept saying that. Well, Jack Warner invited me down to the SoSpeak camp out a year ago this past August. So I called Mary, says, I'm going to the camp out. She said, I'm going then too. I need to go camping anyhow.
Cool.
So, well, I figure I'm going to beat Jack there. Well, no, I didn't. He was already there setting up by the time I got there that morning. Well, that evening, Mike Bennett, Debbie Preggy, and I decided we're going to go out looking. We went traveling around a little bit, looking around. And then we come back to the group camp area, started down the Buckeye Trail. We started getting nuts and little stones thrown at us from the left side.
Mm-hmm.
So, So we move up, and we got a monocular scope checking down the trail there. Take another 90 paces, check again. Stuff started getting thrown at us. Debbie goes, I'm getting scared. I don't want to go no more. I want to stay here. I said, give me the scope. I'll check it out. I'll go down. Went about 90 more paces. I knelt down, and the trail starts down a big drop. It goes down. And I'm not that far from that. And I'm checking it out. And out of the corner of the right of my eye, I saw movement. So I'm doing this with the scope, and I turned my head this way, and there it was, 15 feet right here, leaning in, looking at me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and I think my heart stopped. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh,
how in the hell did he get there? And I did not hear him.
wow.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so I stood up, and he stood up, and I'm looking, he's standing next to that tree, and I'm looking at about where he was at, and I start backpedaling, and it's getting dark. And I yelled for Debbie and Mike, turn your lights on, and I'm running backwards. Yeah. Mike
Oh.
finally he turned his light on, and as I get back to him, I said, did you see it? He says, I saw Bigfoot's ass. What? He says, yeah, he was running away. I got to see his ass. I'm like, oh my God. Oh
So,
my God.
what did it look like?
He was about 7 foot tall, 4 foot wide. His hair was dark brown, about 6 to 8 inches long hair coming down. You didn't see no neck. You saw all trapezes.
Okay.
He didn't have the big conical head. His head was sort of rounded.
Okay.
Got the big flat boxer nose. I didn't look him in the eyes. I looked had his like this and down, and I'm going backwards. The only reason I knew he was around 7 foot tall. The next day, a group of us went back there. I wasn't going by myself, and we measured up the tree, and it was right around 7 foot.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Did you smell anything?
No.
Okay.
I didn't smell nothing. I didn't hear nothing. And there he was over here.
It's amazing.
Carey always thinks there's a smell to it, but actually, I don't wear deodorant.
No, he won't
Same
wear-
here. Well, Mike Hartman's been going around saying, his well's been broke down. He hasn't got a shower. And then he went out Bigfoot. And I said, you ain't going to get one near you. They don't want to smell you.
They won't wear it for me in case there's a sighting somewhere.
I won't.
That's his
No, I won't
excuse.
wear deodorant. I wear deodorant, but I don't wear any like what do you call
Good
it?
men
Perfume
smell.
type.
Because I always say I want to be the guy that if I hear something,
I'm ready.
I'm ready to to respond to a Bigfoot situation where it's not going to smell my Axe body spray.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But with all seriousness,
That's pretty
I
amazing,
didn't smell
though,
nothing.
Bill. That's pretty amazing.
yeah. Well, I didn't think I was going to see one. Everybody goes to Salt Fork,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like
so-
deer hunting. Like when we
Yeah.
deer hunt, you don't. I mean, of course, deer are a lot easier to see than a Bigfoot. That's for sure. But when you go hunting, you don't expect to always
No.
ever even sometimes.
You're looking at an
Nothing
area, and then you
happens.
turn and look back. You go like this here, and there it is. There it wasn't just there, but it's there now.
Mhm.
And that's what I tell people.
And
it's just-
how long ago was that happened?
It was a year ago, August.
Oh wow, that wasn't
Oh, there
that
you go.
long
It
ago.
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And it took me a few weeks. And when we went back, I don't know. Someone wrote 7 foot, so a midget Bigfoot. Oh, Jesus.
It was a teeny
Maybe
one.
it was, you know what? There's juveniles.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah,
There are
with
juvenile
with
Bigfoot
all
that are-
seriousness,
Mhm, absolutely.
I
It
think
could-
it was a juvenile, and it was
Mhm.
counting coup, as we call it. See how close he get to us without us noticing him.
Mhm.
Okay.
And,
Yep.
and so I actually think it was that.
Well, the one in
Uh,
Clearfield that we have investigated was a father and his son were out hunting, and it was a mom and 2 juvenile Bigfoot that was with the mother that
Yeah.
they saw. So, and then that's where we had a lot of activity, So, that they start out little too. So,
No, yeah. All right. It's getting close to that hour spot, and I know your son's coming home from school, and that you guys want to spend some time with him this evening.
oh, thank you.
And when's his birthday? Tomorrow or today?
His birthday's next Saturday, but we're
Alright.
gonna celebrate this Saturday for
Oh.
him. Yeah.
Okay, I got to drive down for some cooking. No.
Oh, sounds good.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So I do have a question that was told to me in Punxsutawney by a few guys that were friends with a couple guys. And one guy was with that when it happened. Thunderbirds. Have you heard anything around Punxsutawney about Thunderbirds?
Not really. We never got a report on Thunderbirds, but it's interesting you ask that because up the road from us is one of our favorite restaurants to go to, and it is named the Thunderbird. So
It's a very good
but I
restaurant.
do believe
I used to work
if
there.
the name was derivative from that's what they called the ruffled grouse. I think they called it the Thunderbird. But other than that, actual Thunderbird reports, we have never had the opportunity to work on one.
No, we've never received any. Bigfoot reports, yes. The dog man reports, yes. Ghosts. Yeah, but no Thunderbird,
The
unfortunately.
reason I asked that is because they got a hold of the guys to come talk to me there at the event, but they never made it in time. I wanted that report. I really did. That is so interesting to me.
Yes, and if you do get it, we would be happy to work on that with you.
Oh yes,
you know,
most definitely.
Or me, yeah, that's awesome though. Yeah, that would be a real cool one to research.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely clue you guys in. And I got a report from a gentleman that lives in Indiana, PA. I will share with you guys later.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, it was up around Cambria County. His two sightings was, and he shared it with Stan Gordon, and nothing ever came of it.
Okay.
He came up to me after I talked there at Punxsutawney.
Oh, okay.
He come running up to me and says, I came just because I got to share this." All right. And he started talking. I said, "1 second. I really want to talk to you on this, but there's a group over there that I want to speak to real quick." I says, "I'll be at my tent right straight back there. You see where it says the Agents of the Unexplained on the back wall there?" I said, "That's where I'm at." I says, "I'll be there within 5 minutes. Let me speak to these people." And he come up, he showed me the map. He had the map and marked on it. I said, "I know that bend there in the road. I know exactly where you're talking about." You do? "Yeah, I used to travel that way." And then he said, "And over here is where I had to." I said, "I know where that's at too." Because, I lived down in Indiana County for a total of 12 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I always said that was squatchy area, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
Chestnut Ridge right there.
Oh, yeah.
The Dairy Ridge was right near me.
Oh, Derry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We've been to Derry and investigated. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. And it's just unfortunate events that have happened there. I mean,
yes.
That whole place. My brother's his fiance. She's from there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So her dad was actually, and her sister and her mom were at when the helicopter had hit those lines. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's why they have, what is it? The laws that they have now for flight. Because
apparently you can't play ping pong out of a helicopter.
Well, they were throwing balls down. Yeah, they were throwing balls down and for people to win stuff and it hit and yes, all kinds of people got chopped up. It was terrible.
Yeah. I remember something about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some really weird crap happens up on that ridge.
Yeah, for sure.
We've gone quad riding all over up there. Me and some of my friends down that way. And you get some strange feelings when you're on that ridge too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to go down there and go out on the ridge with Dwayne Pinchoff and John Redcham. Those two, they do a lot on the ridge there.
Yeah, we've been out with Dwayne quite often. Yeah.
It's been a long time though.
But it's been a while. We miss him. Yeah.
He just got out of the hospital. I think he has AFib now, and so he's being treated for that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so Uh, thank God he's on the mend. He's a great,
That's good.
great guy. I enjoy. I met him down at not Morel, but yeah, Morel. I was down at Morel. I finally met Dwayne, and I walked up. John was talking to Brian and Terry, and I walked up, and he started to say something. I said, "How you doing, John?" He says, "You recognize me?" I said, "No, the long hair." But yeah, real good guys there. And I'd like to get out with both of them down that way. And I will be getting back to Indiana County, around Seward, New Florence, and that. Um, there on 56, where that one sighting was, that we went investigating and found that nest in there where the girl had the sighting. So I'll be going back there. I'll get you guys to come with me on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting. Got all these power lines going different ways from those power plants. So there's pathways all over for them. But anyhow, it's a couple minutes after 8. I know you want to get out of here, get with your son.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
having us. And can I just say one more thing before we go? I wondered if everybody could just keep Melanie Dorish. Did you know Melanie? She's from Stilltown Paranormal.
Oh,
She passed away.
oh no.
Yeah, so she was fighting cancer, but if you'll keep her family in your prayers, and Chris, her husband, and such a super, super person. I know a lot of everybody probably listening knows their family and her,
Right.
and it just breaks your heart. So I just wondered if everybody would keep them
Yes,
in
please.
their good spirits or prayers or whatever that you believe. So
Yep.
that would be appreciated.
I definitely will. I definitely
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Thanks
So
for sharing that. And people, please, yes, do this for that family. It's a trying time. But
mhm.
anyhow, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get you back. There's
Oh,
so much more I want to discuss with you guys.
oh, we would love
Yeah.
that. There's a lot more we could discuss, huh?
Oh yeah. An
Yeah.
hour is never enough with you guys.
Aw,
And,
thank you.
and that's what I told everyone. I said it's fun and interesting with you guys constantly.
Aw, thank
Yeah.
you. We think a lot of you too, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And everybody listening, and all our friends,
Yeah.
and people that just keep on the search. I mean,
That's
not
right.
just the professionals at this. I like to say that because, get out there and just, keep looking and try to get evidence and have fun. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. Enjoy getting out there. Enjoy the nature. If
Mhm.
you find something that's a bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
You're
huge world out there,
yeah.
and we are not alone. That's for sure. We got to,
Ain't that the truth?
it would just be amazing to work
Yep.
together, just enjoy it. And if you can't work together, it's okay. Just do what you can on your own too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all about sharing the info.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
really am. I got to share what I find.
I
That's
think.
the only way we're going to learn anything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
That is. That's the truth. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't even know how to. There'd be no vaccines or anything if everybody kept stuff to themselves, and you don't learn it unless a true scientific study is sharing information. I mean,
that's right.
you know what I'm saying. But yeah, without sharing, you can't put the puzzle together.
No,
You know what I mean?
not
So,
at all, Dave. You're 110% right. And I just, my name is getting out there, and some people get mad because I'm getting to be known a little bit. But I'm not in it for the glory. I'm in it for the knowledge. I want to learn. Uh,
mhm,
After my sighting, I have 1,000 more questions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely. It's the passion of it. And
yeah, I mean, we like I told Carey, we're only in this till we make $1 million.
yeah, it's not going to happen. Everybody works. We all have to have jobs. I mean, it's not going to happen. I
yeah,
mean, unless
I did open an online store
Oh,
for my
cool.
shirts and stuff.
good.
Oh, actually, it's scrolling in there too. But
Awesome. That's awesome.
it's not to make money. It help compensate for my travel and that because I don't charge to speak.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I sell my Agents of the Unexplained shirts. I got Paranormal's the new normal. I came up with that. This,
That's cool.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome. I
yeah, I
love
come
it.
up with that. That's on there, and I got kids starter research backpacks that I
Oh,
Oh, I
sell.
saw those at the last thing we were
Yeah,
at.
that's
yeah,
really neat.
yeah. I
That's
started
nice.
doing that. That gives the kids something to do,
Oh,
and
yeah. And then and I mean, yeah, they're going to have to keep going with this,
yep,
start them out young, so
exactly. My youngest grandson, I asked him if he wanted to go Bigfoot, and he goes yes. And then when I was going to go out to the woods, he goes, "No, send me pictures." He's 5 years old. No,
oh,
send me pictures. But yeah, so
that's
um,
cute.
but anyhow, I better let you go and enjoy your weekend.
Yeah,
You
you
too.
too.
Thank you very much. Thanks
And
for
thank
having
you
us.
guys.
Appreciate it.
It's been a total pleasure on this end.
Oh, ours too. Thank you
Yeah,
very
for sure.
much.
Night.
Have a good night.
You too, huh?